So now let's create our widget here. So for that we need to go in the bottom chat field. So let's go in the bottom chat field. All right, here in the bottom chat field we just need to wrap this. First of all, let's wrap this container with the consumer widget, okay? Because here in the bottom chat field we need to know what is happening in this inside the chat provider, so that we display the required things here, okay? So let's put the cursor in front here and then wrap this with a widget. So here we are going to use a consumer widget which comes from the provider package. So consumer, here our consumer is going to be watching the chat provider, and then the chat provider like that, and then let's create a builder. So this builder, it will be exactly just like that suggestion there. Let's click tab. So this child and then the value. So this value, let's maybe name it as a chat provider for our reference, okay? A chat provider, okay? And then here now, that's when we are going to return what is below here. So let's do it like that, and then we can return now. Instead of this container, we are going to return a column, okay? Let's return a column. So this column now will have children, and then these now inside the children here, that's when we are going to put this container. Let's cut all of this from here. Let's cut it and then put it as a child here. All right, and then we can remove this child. Where is that? We can, what's going on here? Let's minimize that. Okay, we can remove this child, and then now we can close that column like that. So the first child is going to be the container, but now let's have the first let's have the first child before this container, because right now I can restart. There won't be any problem. Everything is just works. We've just wrapped this container inside the consumer so that we can watch whatever is happening inside the provider. So there was two ways. The other way, we could have just said context.watch. If it's not wrapping inside the consumer, we could have also initialized the provider like this, final chat provider, like that, okay? We could have used it like this, and then every time we are calling the provider to check what is inside, this is exactly the same like what we did here, calling the consumer and then just reference to this provider. So we did not use this method, okay, but it used to work if we did not wrap everything in the consumer. So let's remove that, and then here now let's have so for the first child we need to check if message reply is not now, okay? Because if it is now, we want to show that widget here. If it is not now, we want to show it like this, okay? So I mean, if it is now, we want to show it like this. If somebody has swiped here, the user, we want to show that message widget here, okay? So let's do that. So here, let's have a check. So after we return this consumer here, let's initialize our message widget, okay? So let's say final message reply, this will be equals to chat provider dot message reply model, and then let's check if this message reply is there, okay? So now to check this, we're just gonna say again final this is going to be a bool, okay? The corporate knows. Let's click tab. So is message reply is just gonna check is message reply is not now, okay? And then down here now we'll just have that check. So let's say is message reply. So if is message reply, okay, that is exactly what we'll do. So let's hit tab, and then let me explain. So if is message reply is there, we are going to show this container which Copilot has created, and the row with the expanded widget which has that message inside, and a button to this button is to cancel that message reply. Okay, so right now if we hot restart, we are going to see this container because we did swipe. Okay, so let's hot restart. So you can see there it is. All right, let's just let it load again and check. So if we get inside here, right now message reply is now, but if we swipe here, we can see that we have a message reply and it has come here. Okay, so that's what we want to do, but let's customize this a bit, not like the way Copilot is showing it. Okay, so that's how we want to show a reply, and then once we click here it will go away because we are setting it back to now. Okay, so if we click here, it's going to go away. If we swipe here, you can see it's getting the message what is there, that is there, and then putting it here. Then now it's showing us that we are replying to this message. All right, then once we cancel it, it's gone. So now let's make this code nicely. So what we'll do is instead of showing all of this here, let's create a separate class for message reply preview. We'll call it that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to cut this. First let me just copy it, and then let's go on the widget, and then let's right click here, and then new dot file. Let's call message reply preview .dat. Let's call it like that, and then let's hit enter. So let's create that class. Let's create a stateless widget. So this will be our message reply preview, like that, and then let's return, even here let's return a consumer widget, consumer, and then here for the provider we are going to have our chat provider, and then let's create a builder there. So we're going to have a context, and then we have our chat provider. Then we are going to have a child. All right, then here now let's return that container that we just copied from there. And then from here let's change some things here. So for the radius, what we want is only top right and top left. Okay, so here instead of saying this, we can remove this and then say here where it says circular, let's say only. So here on the only, yeah, like the way it's saying top left and top right. So there's an extra bracket that Copilot did here. Let's see, let's put one more, or we need to remove this one. Okay, something is missing. Let's just go back. Okay, so inside here let's put our radius like that. Let's click tab. Now it's okay. So let's put a constant keyword here, because we only want the radius to be on top here. Down here we want it to be flat. Okay, and then here instead of this, maybe also the radius, let's change this to we're gonna try 12. And then this child here, let's wrap it inside the column, because what we want is also to display the owner of the message. Once we swipe here, we also want to show on top the name of the person who sent that message. Okay, so here first let's again initialize our final message reply. So this is going to be exactly that. And then here for this column, let's have the first child in an expanded widget, because we want to take the whole space. So here for the first child, first we are going to check if it's us who send the message. Okay, so let's have a text. Then inside the text, first we are going to check. So okay, let's just check the boolean up here. Final is me. Okay, so is me, we are going to check that message reply. Okay, so that's so instead of that, in the message reply we have the variable is me. Okay, we need to just check is me like that. All right, so why are we getting an error here? So okay, it says that we need to have a now check. Okay, let's put it here, then let's remove it from there. Okay, now here we need to check if is me. We are going to show, yeah, great, just like how Copilot is saying. If it is me, we are going to say you. If it's someone else, we are going to put their name there. Okay, so let's also put some style here, a style which comes from Google Fonts. Of course, we are using Google Fonts. Google Fonts dot open sans, and then here let's put our style. So let's just put the, okay, we can go with what Copilot is suggesting here. So let's end it like that, but we need to wrap this inside the expanded widget with the widget, and then let's say expanded, because we want it to take the entire space. And then down here we need the next one is going to be in the, actually this is the one which is going to be in a row, the one on top here. Okay, so let's wrap, we just need to get this icon here. Let's cut it, and then below let's put this okay, so this is already a row. Let's put that icon here, and then this message, now let's remove the expanded widget, and then we'll get this message. We'll just put it outside of this. So let's cut this, and then outside of this row now as a second child for this column. So the row ends here, we are going to put the text there. Okay, and then we can close that container like that. So that's how we are going to put our message. And then also maybe after this row we can put a constant of size box of height, maybe 5, like that. So now we are going to call this message reply preview. Okay, so let's go to the bottom chat field. Instead of calling this container, we're going to call message reply preview, and then we can add a constant modifier. We don't need to send anything here because everything is happening from here. It's pulling the data from the provider. Okay, now let's hot restart again, then let's try to swipe. Okay, it's still loading. All right, it's up. Let's open it up, and then let's try to swipe. Great, so that is going to be our message reply. All right, so we have that U because it's our message, and then if we cancel, if we do this one, it's going to show the person who has sent the text. So let's put some padding also. All right, let's see, let's go in the message reply preview. Where is that? It's in here. So this padding, let's change it. So on top here it looks like it's more. Let's see, what can we change here? Okay, so I think we can do even better instead of showing it like this. Okay, so instead of showing it up here, we can show it inside this column, this row here in the bottom chat field. All right, I think that one will look even better. So what we can do is we can go back to the bottom chat field, and then you can see that here we are checking it up here and show it. But instead of doing that, let's wrap this row with a column. Okay, so let's wrap it with where is the column, and then here for the first child, now instead of doing this up here, we can cut this and then paste it here. And then now we don't need this column, we can remove it. And then let's close this and try to hot restart. So let's just wait for it to load. And then now we can go inside there and then try it again. Yeah, this looks better, but let's fix the radius there. So let's go inside this widget with a message reply preview, and then this one, let's put it the way this is down here as 30, then also here as 30. Let's again hot restart. Yeah, that's how we want to do it, but let's improve it even more now. So this, let's try to, okay, so the way it is, it's okay now, but let's improve it. So instead of doing it like this with a column, let's put it inside the list tile. Okay, so let's call a list tile here, and then yeah, you can see Copilot is already doing it, but we don't want to do like what Copilot is suggesting there. We don't want an image, so all we want is let's close that out, and then let's also put a comma there. So here inside here, all we want is not the leading, we want a title. So for the title, we are going to put our name, this one. Now we don't need an expanded here. Let's copy that and put it here. And then we also need the subtitle. So the subtitle now is going to be the text. You can see now Copilot predicts, and then after the subtitle we want to put this button. Okay, so this is going to be the leading. Let's copy that, and then after the subtitle, or not the leading, is going to be the trailing. Now here we can paste that. All right, now we don't need this column anymore. Let's remove that, and then let's hot restart and see what we are going to have there. So let's just wait for it to restart. Let's click there, and then let's check. Yeah, I think this one is better. So maybe we don't need the padding also here. Let's try to remove that. Hot restart. Yeah, now that is better. I think we can live with that. If we come here, we swipe, so the leading is the cancel, I mean the trailing. Okay, yeah, I think this is much better comparing to what we had. All right, so now we can reply to any message here. Okay, great. You can see that now it looks better. If we do this one, this Dexter, that one is us. Okay, all right, I think let's end this video right now. In the next one, we have to send the message to reply. All right, and then after that, we're gonna have to see that message here, to display that message here. Okay, so thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.